Isa sa pinakamalaking kalaban natin sa process improvement ay yung matrap ang team natin sa isang infinite cycle, di ba? Walang katapusang project, di ba? Para maiwasan yan, Lean Six Sigma utilizes strict timelines and milestones. Ngayon, hihimayin natin kung paano nga ba gumawa ng schedules na nagbibigay ng malinaw na direksyon at nagtatanggal ng guesswork sa kahit anong operation ninyo.
Pag-uusapan natin ngayon ang project scheduling in LSS, followed by phase-based timelines, then critical path method basics, kung paano ba mag-build ng critical path, at syempre, setting milestone meetings. Let's jump right into it.
So, unahin natin itong project scheduling sa loob ng Lean Six Sigma. Bakit ba napaka-importante ng exact timelines? Well, scheduling is literally the backbone of any operational improvement. Kung walang matibay na schedule, siguradong walang malinaw na pupuntahan ang project natin. Pansinin ninyo ang domino effect ng isang maayos na schedule. Think about our organizational leaders. They need to know exactly kung gaano katagal ang isang project at kailan may expect ang actual results. Without a clear timeline, leadership literally can't plan properly. At ang pinakamasaklap dito, ang operation staff natin tulad ng mga BPO agents sa production floor can feel completely trapped in an endless project. Yung tipong feeling nila, kailan ba matatapos to? Buwan-buwan na lang may binabago. Pero kapag may maayos na schedule, we secure continuous improvement momentum and eventually, we successfully free up valuable resources para magamit sa ibang mas importanteng tasks. Moving on to phase-based timelines. Dito tayo madalas nag-uumpisa lalo na kapag humihingi agad si leadership ng quick timeline. Titignan natin ito from a macro perspective.
So ano nga ba itong phase-based timeline? The crucial point to understand here is that this is a very basic, raw estimate ng oras. Ginagawa natin ito by roughly assigning a specific number of weeks to each of the 5 DMAIC phases, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Kadalasan talaga, we are just working backward mula sa isang imposed leadership deadline. Halimbawa, sinabi ng management na kailangan ma-deploy ang solution in exactly 4 months. As a master black belt, hahatiin mo lang yung time na yon across all the phases. Very straightforward.
Tingnan natin itong 16-week timeline example. Makikita natin na ang week 0 is the start of the define phase. By week 3, tapos na dapat ang define at mag-uumpisa na agad ang measure. Pero pansinin ninyo, by week 8, nag-o-overlap na ang measure at analyze phases natin. This is actually totally normal, lalo na sa mga fast-paced logistics or retail environments kung saan nakokolekta ka pa lang ng raw data pero sinisimulan mo na rin tong i-analyze para makatipid sa oras. Then by week 12, improve phase na tayo and the project smoothly finishes out with the control phase sa week 16. Mabilis gawin ang rough estimate na ito, right?
Pero may malaking caveat tayo dyan. Let's compare the phase-based timeline versus the critical path method or CPM. Yung phase-based, mabilis siyang gawin, yes, pero rough estimate nga lang siya. May high risk na ma-misjudge mo ang actual deadlines kung wala kang malalim na knowledge sa mismong target process. Kaya make sure your leadership knows this is highly subject to change. On the other hand, itong critical path natin ay may granular detail at fully data-driven. It strictly requires active team input at ginagawa habang underway na ang execution ng project.
Speaking of which, let's explore that precise method right now in Section 3, Critical Path Method Basics. Dito, mag-shift tayo from the macro-level rough estimate papunta sa micro-level execution, kung saan mas seryoso at mas precise ang usapan.
Para magawa natin ng tama ang CPM, we absolutely need detailed information na nakukuha lang kapag underway na ang project. Honestly, hindi mo ito magagawa upfront sa day 1 nang walang actual raw data. It requires active team input. Kadalasan, creating this precise science of a timeline is done as a core activity habang nasa define phase pa lang kayo. Habang nagmi-meet ang buong team, kinukuha mo ang actual inputs at capacity nila para mabuo ang isang saktong schedule na hindi nakabase sa hula.
Alright, let's move to building the critical path. Paano nga ba ito talagang ginagawa in practice? Let's break down the exact LSS procedure using a real-world, complex operational scenario. Narito ang exact 6-step Lean Six Sigma procedure for building a robust critical path. Step 1. Identify critical needs or activities. Step 2. Put those activities in order. Step 3. Assign a specific time to each task. Step 4. Diagram your tasks, and this includes stacking simultaneous processes. Step 5. draw the actual critical path. At step 6, add up the longest times to get your final duration. Mamaya, i-apply natin itong steps na ito sa isang actual BPO healthcare project na nag-a-address ng bad debt o uncollected invoices.
Okay, let's focus muna sa unang tatlong steps using our BPO bad debt scenario. For step 1, identify natin ang main tasks for the defined phase. Kailangan nating pumili ng team, gumawa ng charter, mag-draft ng problem statement, at kumuha ng baseline metric. Simple lang, di ba? Sa step 2, i-order natin sila. Dito mo makikita na may tasks na sequential o kailangan sunod-sunod at may tasks din na simultaneous na pwedeng ipagsabay. Then, step 3 is time assignment. Mag-a-assign tayo ng realistic time frames. Let's say 1 week para pumili ng team, 1 week para ma-finalize ang charter, 1 day lang para sa problem statement, at 2 weeks para kumuha ng clear baseline. As a Master Black Belt, exactly ganito natin ina-assess ang real time frame for specific tasks.
Now, pagdating naman sa steps 4 to 6, dito napapasok yung ating visual execution. Gagawa tayo ng diagram from left to right. Ang susi talaga dito ay yung pag-stack ng simultaneous tasks. Sa example natin, habang gumagawa ng charter na aabutin ng isang buong linggo, pwede na nating isingit or istack sa ilalim nito ang pag-draft ng problem statement na isang araw lang kukunin. Your critical path will always follow yung longest stacked time. Kaya kapag inad natin ng 1 week para sa team, plus 1 week para sa charter, since na-absorb na niya yung 1-day problem statement natin, plus 2 weeks para sa baseline data, ang critical path total natin ay exactly 4 weeks. By the way, to modernize this step, without breaking a sweat, you can just use MS Project or even map it out dynamically sa Microsoft Excel. Sila na ang mag-automatically calculate at mag-visualize ng path na ito ng flawless para sa inyo.
Finally, let's move on to setting milestone meetings. Ngayong may exact at data-driven timeline na tayo, we urgently need to add an accountability layer straight from management.
Believe me, milestones are absolute game changers for any project. Ang main purposes talaga nila ay para i-keep ang project team completely on track, continuously in-notify ang sponsor sa actual progress ninyo, at higit sa lahat, makapagpa-approve ng large resourcing or funding kapag kailangan ninyo bigla ng extra budget. Ginagamit din natin ito para i-manage smoothly ang mga internal team tasks. Think of these milestone meetings as concrete check-ins. Sila yung literal na nagtitrigger ng management approvals na nagpapabuhay sa momentum ng buong operational initiative natin.
Sa isang structured DMAAC project, our milestones are naturally mapped out at the end of each specific phase. Halimbawa, isipin ninyo na may ginagawa tayong Jollibee Commissary Improvement Project. Itatag natin ang completion ng defined phase sa isang hard date tulad ng January 21, measure phase sa February 12, analyze sa February 22, improve sa March 15, at yung huling control phase sa April 10. Ang mga specific dates na ito ang magiging target ng team para mag-present ng outputs sa mga project sponsors. And honestly, para maging seamless ang real-time collaboration ng lahat, you can effortlessly deploy these dates right into Microsoft Planner para naka-assign directly sa bawat team member, or use Microsoft Bookings para mabilis na ma-schedule ang management reviews without those annoying back-and-forth emails.
But wait, there's a crucial micro level to this process too. Before you even show your face to the sponsor, kailangan muna ninyong ma-hit ang inyong mga internal measure milestones as a solid team. Balik tayo saglit sa Jollibee Commissary example natin. Bago matapos ang mismong measure phase, ang team kailangan munang gumawa ng standardized term definitions para siguradong pare-pareho ang pag-intindi ng lahat sa gagamiting metrics. Then, kailangan nilang mag-gather physically ng ingredient temperature data, and finally, mag-observe ng direct assembly time metrics sa mismong production line. See? Ang mga internal micro-milestones na ito ang nag-a-assure na ready at completely data-backed ang buong presentation ninyo bago pa mangyari yung grand milestone meeting kasamang inyong sponsor.
Now, gusto kong pag-isipan ninyo itong mabuti. Are your project timelines currently built on high-risk, quick rough estimates, or have you actively calculated the exact critical path to guarantee your project's success? Tandaan ninyo, ang proper scheduling ay hindi lang basta hula-hula. It's a precise science that sets the rhythm of your entire continuous improvement journey. I challenge you to step up and apply in critical path methods sa susunod na operational initiative ninyo. See the massive difference kapag 100% data-driven ang timeline natin.